Greetings, I am Liz.
And I am Scandal.
And let's look at an update together.
Yes!
All right, so the game updated long and slow and hard, and yeah, well, there we go. Anyway, we found out they added locations. So the Easter tail used to be located right about here, above the clipboard, and now...
It was an icon that you could just click on, yep.
It's in a tab over here, as of today.
Ta-da!
So, an Easter tail... We had to re-download it again after the download. The interesting thing about this area that I wanted to share is that when it's nighttime in the main area, it's nighttime over here.
Which is actually kind of thoughtful and sort of cute. I don't know.
It is, but what it made me think of essentially was this idea that in a lot of games where they do like speed runs or they do like model exploration or they're looking for secrets and stuff and they break into the game code, they'll find out that locations are stored next to each other on the main map and that you just can't get to them because you run into the borders.
Right.
So the idea in this case is, or at least my theory, is that somewhere out in the distance exists this Easter area and you just can't get to it and there's a main server for the time of day.
Right.
Kind of thing.
All right, well, let's move on.
Anyway, so we're moving forward, but thank you for joining us for that.
Date thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Wait, I thought we were going to eat sandwiches.
Wait, what?
I was sure we were going to eat sandwiches. Oh, right, he had a surprise. I want to know what the surprise is.
Oh, we have no sound.
Oh, we don't. No, we don't have sound. Sorry, so excited about the update, we forgot our sound.
Ha-ha! Look at you, all impatient. Yeah, all right.
I mean, it's taken 3 tasks to do this.
I fixed your gramophone.
Did you use a sledgehammer?
No.
Oh, well, that's good.
I used some fine metal working tools. I also had a welder, and I have a bit of, specific types of wire. It was very interesting.
Oh.
Also, though, I'd never fixed a gramophone before, so I think I broke the first one. I mean...
You had to look it up on the internet, didn't you?
Yeah, kinda.
Oh, that's okay. That's great. Oh, you did.
I tried it on a Foggy Mountain Boys record over at my place, and it worked fine.
You stole my gramophone and brought it back, and I didn't even notice?
Wow.
That sounds like me. Except for, you were doing a lot of other stuff today. When did you have time to do that?
Oh, who knows?
Also, I was down in this area all day. How come I didn't? It's fine. Good job, you.
It's okay.
Well done.
I brought over some jazz records, too. Seems like the kind of place for some jazz. I'm having the wrong accent today, excuse me.
That's fine. I was just like, I'm still like, and you just put it back in there with the tree in there. It's fine. Thank you, Luke.
Welcome. Hey, can't have you girls dancing or nothing anymore.
It's too embarrassing for you, isn't it? You can't stand us just dancing and nothing. Like me out on the street selling honey quietly while waving my arms in the party zone. Yeah, okay,
yeah, sure,
that's fine.
I at least have a banjo.
It's true. It is. You know what? Social embarrassment is a real thing.
Just ain't right.
All right, so we'll listen to stuff.
All right. Oh, Karen's calling. Just a sec.
Sure.
Also, part of me wonders, again, not only are we trying to basically use sort of Luke as the bumbling dad stereotype that, of course, Lily needs to fix being the woman in his life and the woman that he needs in his life. And also, you're going to get something like, here's Luke talking to his daughter, and we're going to get a moment of him going, yeah, I love you too, again. And then Lily's going to go, oh,
he's figuring
my ovaries, because this is always the thing. You are the man for me. You are good with kids suddenly after, I don't know.
Well, and her remembering Regina's words, you just need to tell him what you want, going, in reference to what? I have no connection to what Lily wants other than potentially not being so awkward with her friend Regina, not being in debt, not being confused, not having such an intensive time, short time frame to work with in reference to this garden.
Right.
And then also just wanting Luke to feel happier. She has this new friend that she barely knows, and she would like him to feel and be happier. That's all I've got from her.
Yeah.
I don't have any crush behavior, any attraction behavior, only essentially approval behavior of I'd like you to like me, and I get embarrassed when I don't feel like I've done well.
Right.
And then occasionally now I'm comfortable with you, so I'm going to start and rib you and jab you like we're familiar friends, and then sometimes freak out if you call me out on it, and other times just be like, I got this.
Right.
Really inconsistently. So what are you thinking about, Lily? I got nothing. Okay, Regina. I know what I want. Who I want. What? You're freaking kidding me.
What?
Both of you are in the midst of huge fucking projects
no.
that are essentially life-changing, whether or not you've got shared custody or whether you have, you get to keep this house or not, whether or not you can even afford your lifestyle.
If you won't get thrown out here in the next
I don't feel this at all. This is super sudden. You also haven't even displayed any attraction to him that I've been able to access At all.
that also doesn't feel like weirdly dismissive and sort of derogatory. And like, again, like my friend Liza has actually pointed this out a couple of times, even when we've been writing like comments or we've been talking to each other about it, being like, you know what? Luke is incredibly skilled. Like Lily is honestly super skilled at basically just making shit. All of them are wildly good at this crap. And what we focus on is just that Luke is, for some fucking reason, just not good at being a dad, which is fine. You don't need to be a successful dad. He's great at other things, but we don't acknowledge that shit at all, because everybody in this world apparently can just summon up ballparks and make the next stadium. I mean, like in like 5 minutes or less.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Several hours later, there it is! Hi! I
don't like this.
I'm deeply confused.
I don't like this heterosexual
I'm gonna go talk to my daughter.
assumption.
I need to tell him what I want. Since when have you wanted him at all?
No kidding.
Where's the connection other than, again, her sort of approval behavior of going, I want you to approve of me and not dislike me, and when you get, sort of aggressive towards me, I frequently freak out. I'll say, it's just I need approval of men in general, because she's also really submissive in general to Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and that's what she's used to with her old boyfriend. So I'm like, again, I'm not feeling this. All right.
She couldn't find her phone charger. She called me a 2% battery. Kids.
So did the call drop when she ran out of battery?
Probably.
Did you help her find her charger while on the phone? Luke. I ask Luke for a dance.
Why?
Why? No sandwich for us.
I don't like this.
I identify with Lily being hungry right now, not thirsty.
I agree. I'm just frustrated.
Dance with me?
What?
The sandwiches aren't going to get any colder.
Just me.
Oh, well, that's okay. Go put one of your records on the phonograph, then come dance with me, and then I won't be dancing to no music at all. I'm going to make this friendship if I can.
Why not? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Awesome. We will friends. Special
Nice.
art.
What?
That looks wild.
Thought you said you couldn't dance.
I thought you said I could dance. I told him I could dance. When did I say I couldn't dance? Lily's always said I had a hobby of dancing. I used to dance. Party zone, she danced. I don't remember her ever saying she couldn't dance.
He's trying to be a shit. So this is called heterosexual flirting. Let me diss you so that you have to be defensive.
Okay, I mean...
This is considered flirting.
But I thought they usually referenced something that was actually relevant. Also, they chose the wrong color of lights, so you know what? I picked colored lights, so excuse you and your beautiful fancy art. That actually looks pretty cute, except for the context, which I'm not connecting to.
Yeah,
but the art
this
looks
is
good.
ridiculous.
Every girl can slow dance. That is not a slow dance in the illustration. It's just arms around your sweetie, feet on the ground. Then you turn real slow. Oh my God, this reminds me of a stupid movie thing, actually, where it's like someone going, I love to dance with you. You don't know how to dance. All you do is grab my butt and wiggle. And they're like, I love to grab your butt and wiggle.
La 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 la. Honestly,
hands on the ass and just and I'm like, honestly, if it works for you, but that's what that reminds me of. On the other hand, I'm like, I don't like this. This always feels really sudden for me. Okay, so I've mentioned this before in scenes like this, in reference to like the Arcana and even maybe one or two other dating games. So there's this show called The Umbrella Academy. I'm gonna try and get through this as quickly as I can and pull it all together for you, okay?
Right.
And in that show, there's a lot of time travel, which isn't super spoilery because one of the main character's skills is time travel. That's his superpower, right? Anyway, in one of the arcs, two of the characters end up dancing together in this really fun, almost like two-person Broadway style musical number that's very like the scenery changes, they enter the mystical realm of togetherness, and it works really well. It's not built up a huge amount with lots of story exposition as far as like a lot of words and things, but it is built up really effectively with tension between the characters, even in very brief scenes on screen, and then some very thoughtful story, like some direct like exposition. Right. And so in that case, you arrived there and you go, holy crap, this feels like they're finally both getting where both of them wanted to go. They're making this really deep connection in this moment. They're potentially stepping into something a little bit like larger and more direct, that kind of thing. They're sort of addressing their feelings and also having some kind of like romantic like catharsis in a very playful and light way that's very freeing. I feel like that's what people are going for when they do scenes like this. They're trying to basically just either sort of like break open the tension into something bright, romantic, open, and freeing. And they just fail to do it because they put it in the wrong place or they haven't built up to it properly. It's like build up and payoff. There's a really great YouTube video. I think it's by Lindsay Ellis. Build up and payoff. Anyway, we'll have to look for it.
I'm not
but it's really great. It's just talking about stacking up events and then paying them off in your story, in your narrative. And I don't feel like this is doing that. And I feel like dance scenes, especially between like couples when people are trying to write a directly romantic narrative, fail to hit that mark a lot. And you can disagree with me if you want or add, thoughts on this. But for me, that's my problem is everyone goes, but when they work, they're amazing. So we want to put them in everywhere because they're so cool.
Right.
And they're not so cool if they don't work.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. And turn real slow.
Just been a while since I did this.
I kind of imagine it would be. This song is nice. Who is it?
Oh, Jonah Hartman. Friend of Gillespie, recorded this album with Coltrane. Never got the love he deserved.
Gillespie, I believe.
Gillespie? Is
Gillespie.
it Gillespie? Excuse
That's how
me.
I've heard it said, so.
I do not know who that is.
Sometimes, loves is just...
You were just in an abusive relationship, and he's literally dealing still... Like, again, I'm confused about the timeline on this, and to me, I'm like, this just screams rebound, and this is not going to do very well.
It does. It screams rebound for both of them, and not that rebounds can't be successful, but the thing is usually it's a rebound because you're not making a connection over who you are, you're making a connection over basically trauma and loneliness, which eventually go away once you're stable, and thereby you don't have a connection anymore.
Usually, as far as I've ever seen, and unfortunately have experienced, what starts happening is basically you need to continually have trauma for the relationship to keep continuing.
Because that's what you connected over.
Yep.
And getting through that trauma and that hardship. And so unless you connect on other things, like the fact that, they're both really great at redesigning their worlds, they're both really hard workers, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
Then if they have hobbies in common, they have interests in common, something.
Right.
This just feels like a flimsy rebound. Sometimes love is just a little late. Getting the hang of dancing again? This seems so direct suddenly.
No problem. Like riding a bike.
Am I a bike now? We're gonna make writing jokes immediately now, Luke. I thought I was being forward.
Let's just go find ourselves some weed.
My dude, that is a bit direct, don't you know?
Just a little bit.
Not
that you're not a. I don't mean like that. I'm not.
That's such a great response after my just addition.
Yes.
It's fine. I know, I'm not a bicycle. I'm a queen bee. Oh, I mean, bumblebee. I mean, these hips don't lie.
Sigh. I'm not saying people can't have good relationships, and this potentially can't be really cute. But again, I'm uncomfortable because part of me is like, to me, Lily is still basically, she's an abused woman who's come to basically escape from her abuser / her life that really sucks. And what I've done is I have escaped, and now what I did, though, is immediately jump headlong into a relationship. You have to consider it's literally been like 2 weeks.
It has actually been 2 weeks.
Like,
not even like 2 weeks. It's been literal 2 weeks. And most of that time she was working on her own, not spending time with Luke or getting to know him. And people can have attraction in that time for sure.
Absolutely.
But it's very hard to build a relationship that's going to have real staying power. Now, that staying power can be built while the relationship is going on. Again, just because you form a relationship really, really quickly doesn't mean it's going to go bad.
Yeah.
But it is less likely to be successful unless both of you are really good communicators.
I was about to say, yeah, and there's actually a thing where they talk about it, like, if you really can identify what brought you together, you can continue doing those behaviors / those things, and then expanding on them to include other things. Very deliberately going, like, let's say, like you guys initially really bonded very hard over going, we're both very hard workers, and going, like, what we do is we work hard together, but then we're going to include in, we're going to go play really hard together, right? And you're deliberately talking to each other going, this is what we're doing, so that you bring yourself actually literally consciously into that mindset of going, we've not only played really hard together now, and we worked really hard together, which is what we originally went in on, so now we're going to do this thing, you know, whatever. And you're just sort of walking through that process very, very verbally and very much out loud.
So one of my longest relationships with my boyfriend, partner, and I say, anyway, he and I were really, really good at doing creative stuff together and doing work stuff together. Awesome at it. Like, we could get a project done, whether it's like landscape in the yard, moving someone house to house, rebuilding something, whatever it was, or even just like accomplishing a task. You know, I helped him with his college, that kind of thing. Anyway, we could get a project done together really, really well. Like, and we teamworked pretty well and project managed pretty well together, because we were really good at like giving away power, either him to me or me to him. In those cases of going, who's going to direct this based on whose project is this and knows the most about it, kind of thing.
Right.
And we were, again, really good at doing creative stuff together, as far as like we role played together and we did storytelling together and stuff like that. I'd say, but when it came down to the like functional lifestyle relationship aspect, like finances and, you know, how to live your life and like chores and like friends and social balance and that kind of thing, and what our interests were other than being creative in these couple of limited spaces or accomplishing work together, we had nothing else in common. Like, that was really it. And once it came down to like, especially like even, and I hate to use like political, but it was like even your political views and beliefs about like human rights and equal, you know, like values, or whether it's like feminism, or whether it's like even things like fat discrimination, or basically judging people on their lifestyle and their economy. We had wildly different beliefs. And none of those things have to come into we're loading or unloading a moving truck, or we're doing yard work, or we're basically working a job together that we're both
There's a different
employed
time and place for
companionably. Like, we were great co-workers even when we worked in manufacturing together. But it's like, yeah, you have to have things in common that work for your lifestyle as well. Or you have to not share your lifestyle.
It's true.
All right.
Be careful. Don't fall.
I've been a very careful girl lately. I'm okay with falling tonight. Oh my God. I was careful for 2 weeks. 2 weeks since I suddenly up and left my fiance of 5 years. That is suggesting that you make decisions in like love or attraction incredibly quickly. You've been attracted to Luke from like day one and been like, I haven't done anything bad since then.
It also suggests basically a form of almost like, I am compulsory serial monogamist. Of going like, I need to be in a relationship and I need to always have this be monogamous and I need to always be basically doing something in a relationship.
I can't be single or alone, otherwise I'm not okay.
Yes.
And if I have been single or alone, people going, you need to have time between your relationships. Everyone always telling you need to take time between relationships.
Incredibly codependent.
It does.
Wildly codependent.
She sounds codependent.
Yeah.
She herself sounds codependent. And even the way she treats like Regina and such, she sounds codependent.
Yeah, like going, all of her friends.
Even if I'm misusing you financially, I can't stop using you. I'm dependent on you.
Yeah, you're a resource. You're there. I need you to be around. I need to satisfy you. I need to avoid issues that would cause any problems or bring up any questions. Like, this is the thing I'm like, again, I am super uncomfortable with this, because I'm like, Lily needs to, in my opinion, do a ton more self-actualization before really ever going, I'm going to step really hard back into a relationship, especially again with a guy that she literally was just shitting on aggressively. Like, I hate to tell it,
just
like
recently,
writers, Luke and Lily, like Lily was crapping on him.
She was.
She was calling him incompetent and stupid. Her friend was also the friend that she has decided to make. Is going, Luke is a moron. Luke is a dangerous man. Also, and again, that thing of going like, what is wrong in that sense for me with Regina? Regina seems like she has some deeply set issues with her own relationship. So, and I'm like, and she's taking also on some of it out on Luke.
She also seemed to do a really strong about face, where at the beginning of the story, she was really like, you know, I'll protect you from men, stay away from men, I'm gonna judge Luke and, you know, size him up kind of thing, to going, what do you two get up to when I'm not around to babysit you? To then essentially just directly shipping them of I'll leave you two alone together.
Yeah, no, that was really fucking weird.
Like,
so,
and there was no progression for that behavior other than for me feeling like, oh, this character will get in the way of this thing, or it will cause a friendship conflict if she continues to not be interested in this thing, and that's not what the story's about. La, la, la. All right.
I know, this is, I'm not
But this
feeling
idea
this.
that she's been very careful for 2 weeks sounds like, no.
I'm such a good girl. It's been 2 weeks. I'm an addict. I didn't do this thing for 2 weeks.
I haven't splurged on my diet for 2 weeks. I'm good. I'm amazing. I deserve a treat. I haven't been in a relationship for 2 whole weeks.
Like,
I deserve a treat.
There's some level of like weird body. There's a lot of complexity to this right now.
There
It's
is
bugging
much.
the shit out of me. Well, I got you either way.
Yeah, you do.
Can we not?
Bzz, bzz,
Bzz, bzz.
bzz, bzz.
Oh, sorry. Must be Karen again.
That's fine. My other boyfriend used to always drop out on me for calls too. I'm really familiar with this, but you're doing it because you're a good dad, so I'm cool.
So yeah, clearly it's completely different
Go ahead.
in my mental space
it's
because
okay.
I've never acknowledged it, never dealt with it. Because it can be different depending on context, but also, again, what her ex-boyfriend / ex-fiance would say to her is going, this is really important, I can't miss this.
She's feeling it though anyways. They actually did put it in here. Never enough time. With him, with the house. Oh, no, they're not.
No,
I thought that
no.
was going to be her leaving him.
I was
No.
looking at it going, I don't believe it. And then I was like, oh, yes, look. I was right.
no. Will it ever calm down enough to get more than a slow dance out of him?
What?
More than a slow dance?
Okay, again, going like, I
don't
dated this
know what that
person, I had
means.
this relationship, and it was really disappointing because we never did more than hold hands.
Also, as far as I know, slow dances are more intimate than faster dances.
No
So
shit.
slow dance is already a step ahead.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, asking someone to dance for the first time and having it be a slow dance is much more intimate than, hey, let's go party together.
Right?
That's my understanding.
Especially
a gal
alone.
can dream, right?
In
Especially
your own little
completely alone.
private fucking backyard.
Because they
Anyway,
are
holy
super
cow.
isolated here. All right, well,
Thank you very much for joining us, guys. Holy cow, this got a little opinionated, but that's okay. We've been getting more and more opinions as time goes on, but
We
that's
have.
all right. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, feel free to share our videos with people you think might like them. Other than that, though, if you want to support us, because we would like to actually continue doing this, and it would
Yes.
be super awesome to continue doing so, please feel free to check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon.
Yep.
I have been Scandal, though.
Yeah, and we really do have interest in doing this basically as our primary endeavor. Like, it would be super fun. So if you want to contribute to that, that would be amazing. And again, sharing our videos helps with that a lot. And we love having you here and hearing from you. It's awesome. And I have been Liz.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!